Good evening, the Bud Files. And Verna. Good evening, Vase Place. The Black Widow channel. Welcome. I appreciate the like Vay and Black Widow. Let me look at your channel. You have 1.29K. And I am subscribed to you. Let me share you out. And I will give you standard moderator rights. Did you give me a like, Black Widow? If you did, thank you. You should have standard moderator rights right now. Four in the house. 3 likes. I truly hope it is a very good 2024 for everybody. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. I appreciate it. I truly hope everybody has a good 2024. When you think about it, 2023 was not the greatest year. I received an email stating that my video from yesterday evening had been taken down. No, it wasn't the worst year. Mary Joy Mixvlog, thank you for coming in. And Holly Ivan, thank you for coming in. Mary Joy Mix TV and Holly Ivans. Feel free to drop your link. If you have a live stream or a premiere coming up, please feel free to mention it, link it, whatever. I don't suppress people's opinions or input. So I'm aggravated right now, and I don't like being aggravated. To me, it's a negative emotion and basically it draws enemy. Yeah, I have concerns. I was looking at clips, and I follow a lot. Well, that's good, Vay. That is good. Um, I like to watch clips about Elon Musk. He's doing a lot of really great things. He's a genius. And he's catching a lot from the left because he's into free speech. He wants everybody to be able to voice what they have to say on Twitter. One of the reasons he bought it. And he recently told advertisers, basically gave them the middle finger. They were threatening and they were canceling ads on Twitter because of comments he made or because of positions that he took. And he basically said, F them. Which I agree with them. You know, I truly agree with them. So I did a live stream last night, and I was interrupted. I had a couple of interruptions this last week because of my procedure, and I didn't do live stream for a couple of days. There were a couple of days I didn't do a live stream. And then we had some family over, and there was a day or two I didn't do live stream. So I missed about 4 days worth of live streams in the last week or so, which I try not to miss live streams. But at any rate, I did what I thought was a very good live stream last night. I covered a lot of different stuff, covered a lot of information, talked about a lot of stuff, talked about prepping, long-term preps, about, you know, SHTF, and you know, and I referenced the pandemic. Apparently, I said some stuff that the powers that be did not like, and I got an email from them, and they took down my video. I didn't get an X, but they said if I did that again, they'd give me an X, you know. So I was upset because I feel like I'll put my hand in the Bible, and everything I said or I say, I don't go out of my way trying to lie about stuff. I'm not going to try to cherry pick stuff and say stuff's good when it's bad. I'm not going to say stuff is bad when it's good. You know. Good evening, Wayne. So, in my communication, they said that if I had another incident, I'd be off the air for a week. I wouldn't be able to put anything up for a week. They'd lock me out. And I was very upset because I thought about what I'd said, things that I said, things I talk about, and I truly believe everything that I said last night. Now, if they feel like some of it's opinion, okay, but do I not have a right to my opinion? So I don't know if anybody's hearing what I'm saying, but I've heard of other people getting stuff taken down or getting a strike for voicing something that was popular to the powers that be. Yeah, some basement dweller might have, you know. Somebody might have. Hell, they might report me for this one. He's crying about what happened. I need to report him. You know, half the people, more than half the people that come onto my, you know, that come into my live streams, they don't leave a comment. I don't know who they are. They're lurkers. You know. So I'm very upset about that. I don't have the kind of money that Elon Musk does. I wish I had the money to buy, you know, if the communists would sell it. I really wish I had the money to buy one of these platforms. I would do what Musk did to Twitter, and like he said, he fired 85% of the, he got rid of all the fat. And they got good packages. They got good, the people that he let go, they got good severance packages, you know, for leaving. And they're making a hell of a lot of money, you know. I have a good income. You know, I make more than I spend, and I pay all my bills, and I got extra money at the end of each month. And I can afford to be generous with people. And I am generous with people, you know. But it really burns my butt. Yeah, I have a Rumble account. I haven't used it. I started a Rumble account and I haven't used it. But if they decide to screw me, then that will probably be where I will go. And I'll use a very similar channel name to the one I use now. So if you see me disappearing and I'm not able to notify you, and I have enough phone numbers and email addresses that I can let a lot of people know what happens if it happened, so somebody else can spread the word. You know, hey, this guy, you know, got screwed and he's no longer here and he's gonna start producing over there. And it's a hobby. This is a hobby. I'm not monetized. I may get monetized, and if I get monetized, it won't bring in very much money. Little Lone Prepper, how are you doing? And I've communicated with a couple of people, you know, and they basically said, man, that sucks. You know. I don't do any of those. I don't do Twitter. I don't do Facebook. I don't do Instagram. I don't do any of that stuff. I have a YouTube account. I text. I have an email address. That email address I've had for the last 30 plus years. And I have a work email address that I use for work. I have my personal email address. And I still occasionally write letters and send cards. I'm old school. I'm analog. Feel like I'm living in a digital age now, and I'm analog. Idaho Garden Girl, thank you for coming in. So, several of you in here right now, I feel very close to. You know, I care about you. I communicate with you. Yeah, yeah. Well, hell, you know, I have a 20. How old is it now? I have a 25-year-old GMC Jimmy that I drive. My baby. Now I've got a newer car, but then I do have a 300, but I have a 25-year-old Jimmy that I truly enjoy driving, love, and have all sorts. I've had all sorts of work done. It's got almost 250,000 miles on it. So that's one of the things that you're going to have to worry about is what do you do if your means of communication go down? What are you going to do if you don't have a means of communication? How are you going to communicate with people or keep communicating with people? You know, Big Brother, all of the cameras and the microphones and the recording and all the surveillance and the satellites, you know, and monitoring your phone calls and probably your text messages, maybe monitoring your emails. I mean, it's very 1984-ish. Animal Farm. You know, think about that. I went out in the kitchen today. I had a pile. I had a bunch of number 10 cans stacked up that I'd purchased. And I went out and I moved some top shelf in one of my several pantries areas that we have. And I moved some, cleared off a top shelf, and I put number 10 cans up. And I've got room to stack 2 deep. I can stack about 18. I can go 9 along. And I can actually, on that top shelf, I can get 18. You know. So I put number 10 cans I purchased, and as they come in, I'll date them and then I'll stick them up there. Getting 2 of each, and I would very easily think that that would be over a month's worth for whatever. So like you get powdered butter. How much powdered butter are you going to use? Powdered peanut butter. Probably use a lot of powdered milk. I've got tons of powdered milk. Most kits that I buy will have powdered milk in it. So you got all that in addition. Yeah, they say that the Earth has too much population. So they talk about decreasing the population. And one of the things that's been happening is birth rates are down, fertility's down, and not as many kids being born to Westerners. And I mean, I really don't know what I should. Powdered eggs, yes, powdered eggs are good. Powdered eggs are good. And if you're freeze drying, Verna, powdered eggs, lots of powdered eggs. Right now, for a number 10 can of powdered eggs, you're going to pay about $50, $55. You know, number 10 can of powdered milk's about $16. Hey, I hear you. I hear you, Wayne. Be careful. One of those mouth breathers might report you. Same here, Verna. I have chickens and they produce eggs, and my eggs are bigger than your quail eggs, and I got lots of them. I was on a visiting a live stream, and somebody was talking about eggs and how long can you keep eggs without refrigerating them. And the best way to have them, you know, in cartons, but don't wash them. If you're not going to refrigerate them, don't wash them. and they'll last several weeks. They'll be good for several weeks. And then you refrigerate them, and they'll be good for several months. Canned peanuts, that's good. Well, Black Widow, I do a lot, when I live stream or I do videos, I mean, I'm showing preps. I show stuff that I buy. I show stuff that I have stored. I usually do not show weapons. I don't show weapons. Oh, I think I've showed a 25, I might have shown a 357, but I don't show weapons. I got, you know, I talk about them sometimes, but I don't show them. Uncle Al did a video that says, he's talking about, what are you going to do when you run out of ammunition? Yes. Uncle Al, if you knew what I had, you wouldn't think I'm going to run out of ammunition. I've purchased ammunition years and years back, That stuff lasts forever if you store it properly. And I'm not worried about, that's the last thing I'm worried about running out of. Even if I was actively using a lot of it. Oh no, I don't boast locally. I don't let people know what I'm carrying. My friends know. Oh, you carrying? Yep, carrying. Yep. I mean, these are close friends who are very well educated, very well to do, that carry. So, but where I'm at is not an area that I really have to worry about. Don't count your money out in public. No, don't do that. Don't count your money in public. Don't let people know you have money on you. And there are people who would try to attack you. I do not want to be in the position. I'm getting old. Back in the day, when I was younger and stronger and better shape and working out and into martial arts, I wouldn't have thought about pulling a weapon if somebody tried to attack me. I'd barehand them, But today, I'm an older guy, 61 years old. Somebody wants to mess with me, you mess with the bull, you get my version of a horn. I'm not going to play with you, I'm not going to play with you. How many eggs do you eat a day? Well, now let me talk to you a little bit about. Okay, so I had a procedure, and the doctor recommends that I change my diet a little bit. So, like today, I had 2 packets of instant oatmeal for breakfast. I didn't have any of my beloved tacos, so I haven't had any eggs today. And when I do, I'll usually get 2 tacos, and I figure each taco has the equivalent of 2 eggs. So, if I make an egg plate, it's 3 eggs. When I do tacos, I usually eat 1. If I buy them out, I usually eat 2 bean and egg, for me. So, I don't eat near as much as I could, or I used to. Yes. Yes. I have a lady named Smith. She's stainless with cherry wood grips. 3-inch. She's a little short. She's 3 inches. But, and I keep a couple of her friendly speed loaders around. But now Wade would say, the way things are going, if you carried a revolver or you're carrying a single stack, you need to get one of those double stacks that have a lot more ammunition. And and I can agree with you. A double stack Glock or a double stack Smith. Good stuff. I agree. I agree. Good to have. Hey, Vay, you take care and enjoy your upcoming live stream. Appreciate you. Oh, we're almost midway through. 9 in the house, 7 likes. If you haven't left me a like, leave me a like, please. So, Uncle Al did a video. I watched several of his videos today. I'm trying to get. I'm not never going to get caught up, but I watched like 4 or 5 of his videos today. And I mean, through and through. And thank you for the shout out, Uncle Al. You did a couple of shout outs. And then he showed an item that he had got for me, which was a vest. It's a nice vest. It looked a little yellowish, and to me, that's not quite as gray man as I like to be. I tend to like to wear darker color. I will wear gray. You know, like my gray shirt here. I wear grays. I like to wear tans, browns, greens. Those are my colors. Hey, I hear you, son. I hear you. I hear you. The other thing I would say is that, you know, when that pack comes at you and you drop the first couple of them, unless they're absolutely mentally retarded, the rest of them are going to spread. I could have, when I was a teenager, I had 3 or 4. I don't even remember how many it was. It was either 3 or 4. Darker skinned kids come through my back door. We had a screen door and it was screen, and they cut the screen and they got in to our kitchen. And I met them with a pump 16 gauge shotgun, which I chambered around, pointed at them, and I could have splattered them. I could have killed every one of them. They saw that, likely messed their pants, got the hell out of there. They turned around. It was like a Three Stooges thing. They headed off. I could have messed my kitchen up, my mom's kitchen. I didn't do it. Never saw them again. And I thought before I did it. But Little Lone Prepper, I hope you're feeling better. Hope you're feeling better. So I still ordering things, waiting for things to come in. I've got a real nice pack coming in for my. It's an empty, but it's for medical. It'll be green. It'll have the Red Cross symbol on it in red, a patch, and it'll be large enough that I can add stuff to it, and I could attach it to a bag or whatever. But I'm waiting for that to come in. I ordered that a couple of weeks ago, and for whatever reason it's taking them. I should get it in the next couple of days. But I've been buying things, and I need to prep some more boxes. I got 3 boxes out this past week. Idaho Garden Girl, yours is next, and Holly Ivans, yours is after that. And I've got the components for them. And one of the things I'm putting in each one, these are 3 different flavors of Tabasco. You know, and I got more back over there on the shelf. This is one of the components I'm putting in these boxes that I'm sending out to folks. That, and I'm also putting some little camp stoves, 2 different camp stoves. One of them that will run on either sterno or camp heat, and the other one will use the tabs. The ones that use the tabs, they're just as, to me, they're good, but you don't want to use them inside because it smells. So I'm putting stuff together. You know, like, I'll get these. This, and this is a little over 12. It's about 7. I'll get a 2-pack. Get one of these. Spare of these, so you get 48 of the tabs. These tabs are like $5. A little over $5. You can get extras. What I encourage you to do when you get stuff, you know, you get your little stuff from me, and you unpack everything. If you do videos, do a video, do an unboxing. You know, you can thank me that way. You want to thank me, just give me watch time. Yeah, and Barbara, you should get yours Wednesday. Expect it Wednesday. Guru of baseball cards, how you doing? Wasn't paying attention and saw you snuck in. Is the lady of the house with you, or is she on the air? A novel written in the 70s, The Camp of the Saints, French author. Book went out of print, but story is so scary the family refused to allow it to be reprinted. Planet of the Apes was originally in France, in French. The author of that was originally it was in French. The concept Planet of the Apes. If you don't follow Guru Dave and Echo Living My Best Life at 60, you need to follow both of them. Dave puts out some real good content. He is a guru when it comes to cards. He is the card king. He used to have a card shop, and he knows about those things. Um, I mean, I'm looking at all these different channels. Hello, Echo. And guys, when you come in, please, as you guys are coming in, please leave me a like to support the channel. So, I had said earlier on, and I hadn't mentioned it, but I want to mention it again because of some of you that are in here right now. I had a live stream taken down. The one from last night was taken down. I got an email from YouTube that I had violated medical information. Things that I had said were found to be medically untrue. It's talking about the pandemic, and apparently violated their. They did not give me an X. They said the next time I get an X, but hard to believe that a channel has 1,500 viewers or 1,500 subscribers. That I'm drawing. That video drew, that live stream drew about 50 viewers, between the ones that identified themselves and the ones that I had about 50 views. So it was suggested maybe some mouth breather had reported me, you know, and they took it down. I was really upset. Yeah, yeah. And I'd put my hand on the scripture and swear everything I said was true. Um, I don't say things that are not true. I try not to spread you know. But anyway, yeah, somebody did. There was somebody that complained. I occasionally I occasionally make a Brandon comment, and I'm sure that offends some of those hardcore Brandon party people. Yeah, I thought we did. I thought it was a lot of good stuff, you know, and there were people in here that support me, you know, and I talked about, you know, and I used it as a scenario about, you know, the grid goes down, things happen, you know, and the numbers of people that passed, you know, that I perhaps they didn't like when I said where the origin of it was, but anyway, yeah, yeah. Well, there's a movie, a comedy called Idiocracy. If you haven't seen it, you need to look at it. It's maybe 10 years old, and the idea was they had an experiment, and they took a man and a woman with a completely average IQ, 100 IQ, been tested to have a 100 IQ, and put them in a they put them in a machine that would basically put them in suspended animation for a period of time, and they forgot about them. In 150 years or 200 years later, whatever happened, they came out, and they were now the smartest people on the planet, because smart people, you know, the geniuses, the really bright people, stopped having kids. Bright people stopped having kids, and therefore, who reproduced in large quantities, and now somebody with a 100 IQ is a genius. You know. Melinda Elliott, SD Mountain Man. Appreciate both of y'all coming in. But you need to be careful. Some troll, mouth breeder type can have evil intentions for you, and they can report you and complain about your content, and then you get Big Brother wanting to remove your content, which is what happened to me yesterday evening. They sent me an email, you know, and I checked, and it's not there. It went poof. Yeah, I'm sure you can. Thank you for thumb 10. Well, during the end of days, they say that good will be called bad and bad will be called good during the end of days. Yeah, my friend Elena, AK Fabe, she had her channel locked up for a couple of years. She couldn't put any new content on it because she talked about that subject that they don't want you to talk about. And I'm pretty sure she didn't say anything that wasn't true. But you know, one of the things that, you know, one of the techniques that they use, Chomsky, and, you know, the way they do that, is that if you tell a lie often enough and if you repeat a lie enough times, people will believe it. If you tell a lie go and grow 2024. Hashtag go and grow 2024. Really? Well, let's try that then. I'm still doing the Morning Day Breakfast Club. You know, if you've got 4 or 5 people that will run your stuff or run a replay of your stuff, and if you do 2 hours, that's 10 hours in a day. If you have 5 people, say you do a live stream and you get 8 or 10 hours watch time out of that live stream, say you get 10 hours of that live stream, and then you get, say, 5 people that rerun it or that'll run it on a backup channel or support channel, and they'll run it for you consistently. That's 20 watch hours a day. It's 140 a week plus other stuff you do. That's 600 watch hours a month. I mean, had been averaging that, and I'm down from that now because there've been several days I didn't put up anything. I hadn't put up anything, you know. But and you know, I look at some of y'all in here like Idaho. I've run all your live streams. I think you've only got 4 or 5 of them. I've run them all on both my channels. SD, I've run your live streams. You only have a couple of them. Mr. Whistle, thank you for coming in, Mr. Whistle. Please leave a like. I was running Dave's when he was live streaming a lot. I was running his stuff, and I know I'm behind on your stuff, Dave, but I've been focusing on Echo. You know, I've been trying to focus on getting her hours. That would be great. Let me know. I probably won't be able to see it, but I can certainly replay it, and I can watch some of it, you know, on the replay. So, talking about preps and prepping, you need a secure water supply. What are you going to do if the water shuts down? You need to still have water. And water is one of the things that used to kill people back in the day. Poisoned water, dirty water, shorten your life. You get diseases, infections, and, you know, wind up getting dysentery. And, you know, it killed more people died off the battlefield during the Civil War than died in combat. Think about that. Think about it. KP Heathen. I've got to think about that. I go back to work tomorrow. Tomorrow's a work day, 8 to 4. And good night, Holly. Thank you for coming in. So I go back to work tomorrow. I'll probably leave about 7. I'll be there about 7:15. Yeah, I saw those 2 bottles that you have. And I understand, Melinda. I understand. So I'll have the kids for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We're starting the second semester. You know, we're now in this will be in the second half of the school year, and it's gone by fairly fast. It's gone by fairly fast. So, but you need to secure a water supply. Bacteria, microbes, and parasites. Yep. That's right. You know, and you can be like me and have a couple of 100 gallons of water stored. But I mean, that water's going to run out, and then what are you going to do? You know, the well water that I have has to be treated. It's very hard water. It's very hard water. You do not really want to drink it. It's from a shallow well, and very hard water. You use it to water the lawn and plants and such. I guess I could use it to shower, clean, but you don't want to drink it. You want to really filter that stuff. Grow and go 2024 hashtag. Guru Dave said that that's another. You can put that in the description of your videos, or you can put that in your title after your title, and it should get you some people watching your videos. Modern hashtag Modern Day Breakfast Club. I do that one. There are people who will view your content. You view their content. It's like you agree to support each other. Those of you who are creators. Basically, what I would say is get an agreement with 4 or 5 other people, say 5 people. Hey, you run my stuff and I'll run your stuff. And every day I'll do a playlist of your and put your live stream on my playlist and I'll run it. Or I'll run it overnight. And I do that with some people and they do that with me. It helps me get watch hours. You know. And I watch some of their stuff. And they produce shorts and they produce videos, and they'll do a video and it'll be a 3 or 4 minute video, they'll do a short. And I watch that stuff and I'll leave comments on it. But then I basically run the live stream to give them watch time. Hours. And I'm usually on the short end of the stick because my live streams are usually about an hour, maybe a little over an hour. And these people are running 2.5, 3 hour live streams, and I put it on there and play it, so they're getting 2, 3 times the watch time than I am. But it's my fault because I'm not doing a 2 hour live stream. I've done a couple of hour-and-a-half ones. I did an hour and 15-minute one, but I mean I usually do a little over an hour and then I cut it off. Oh Lord. So, talking about preps and talking about things to do and things to have. Look at your canned foods and look at the Best Buy dates on your canned foods. If you're coming to the Best Buy date or you're past the Best Buy date, I'd put that towards the front of what I'm going to use. If it's got a couple of years left on it, put it towards the back. Um, Yeah, well, let's well, let's limit the bodily fluids. Let's limit those comments before somebody gets taken down. You might have a troll that'll complain. Oh, good Lord, you gotta complain. Oh, golly geez, golly geez. I I shaved my little ring, my U. It's growing back. It's growing back. It's just not growing back up here. You know. I would probably look 15 or 20 years younger if I had hair. If I had hair, you know. Maybe if I dyed the white blonde, you know. I'm not that vain, you know. I'm not looking for a wife. I have a wife. I have a kid, you know. I'm not looking my youth or whatever. Well, that's true. Some people can't have children. Um, it's probably best if some people don't have children. I often seem it often seems to me it's sort of a cruel thing that some really nice people who should have like a ton of children, they don't have any, and people who should not have any children have a ton of them. I've seen that before. Mike Crusher reviews. I tell you what, Mike, um, I have watched a couple of John's MREs. I've watched a couple of his videos in the last few days. He did a halal and he did a U.S. military. Um, he liked the butterscotch pudding. The halal had butterscotch pudding. He loved that. I found that halals don't last as long. They don't store as long. The components go bad. The components they put in them, they don't last. Some of the stuff that they put in them. And then he had made a complaint about Bill's Brew not being that good. Listen, they were putting Deep Rich. I guarantee you, I damn sure rather have a Bill's Brew than a Deep Rich. I've been making fun of those things. You're supposed to put 4 ounces of water with you got to use two of them to get an 8-ounce cup. Bill's Brew is at least, you can make a cup of coffee. Yeah. Well, I'm working with the people who ride the short bus. I'm working with the kids that ride the short bus. So I understand. I understand, Dave. And I mean, the kids make fun of the short bus. Kids will make fun of the kids that ride the short bus. They know what it is. I understand. I like him too. I like your videos. I like his videos. I'm subscribed to so many channels that do ration reviews. It's not funny. I just haven't. I just don't have the time trying to do the stuff that I do. But yeah, well, if you're doing the old brown bag or you're doing the sea rats, be very careful because I'll eat a 20-year-old MRE stored properly. But some of that stuff you got to watch out because some of those components are bad and smell and do your tongue starts, like, ooh, don't go there. Get rid of it. Don't eat it. You know. Oh dear God, the flu, horrible, horrible. I had the flu. Man, it was not good. It was not good. Not good. So, I got into the habit of backing my stuff up. You know, I have a. Now, this here, that's a big one. Talk about drives and such. I got a big terabyte. That's a big one. Oh, sorry. Yawning. Yes, sometimes they are. They go bad. You know. I was watching a video clip of somebody who had a 100-year-old 45 ACP ammunition, ball ammunition, military ball ammunition. It was over 100 years old. And it shot. For whatever reason, it didn't shoot accurately, but it shot. You know, it fired. And the guy didn't get a good group with it, but it shot. He hit the target. And so some things last a long time, some things don't. You know. And that is unfortunate. After my video is over, if you have not left a like, go back and leave me a like. Go back and leave me a comment. I'd appreciate it. There are people who will come in and they may run it overnight, or they may run it tomorrow. They're doing other things right now, so I'll get views. And my email address is in all my regular videos that I do videos. If you'd like to exchange information, send me an email or email me your phone number. I'll send you a text message. I don't give those out. I don't share them out with people. Somebody got upset with me because I said what state they live in. Don't say where I live. Well, I just mentioned the state. I didn't say where, you know, I didn't give them your address, you know. I said so-and-so from, you know, state. No, I don't want people to know. Okay. You know, apologies. Yeah, if they've been stored in heat, they're not good. The way that they will last is if you store them where the temperature does not get over, say, 75 degrees. You know, if you keep them under a certain temperature and they're not in direct sunlight and they're, you know, and they're in a dry place. I keep mine in plastic totes. I got a bunch of plastic totes. I keep them in plastic totes. And I have cases that I haven't unboxed. They're still in the cases. I need to. And I mean, I was saying I was going to open up a case, do a video of me opening the case and just pull out all the components and show just what all the, and you can mix and match stuff. I've got tons of stuff that I've just got stored loosely, mix and match. Oh, I feel like eating this today. This is the side and this is the snacks or whatever, you know. So I've always followed the Boy Scout motto, be prepared. The Scouts teach preparedness, how to make a fire, how to pitch a tent. You work on badges, patches, you know, doing your projects and such, you leather working, different types of things, you know. And you stay with it long enough, you can work your way and become an Eagle Scout. I didn't stay with it. I did for a couple of years. And my father passed away. I've told this story a lot of times. But food and water and food, if you take medication, and a way to heat water, you need that. Hygiene. What are you going to do about, you know, using the restroom? Get yourself a 5-gallon bucket. Get yourself 13-gallon trash bags, which you can put a couple of them over the rim. Get yourself, and I got a couple of these. Get yourself a plastic toilet seat. Last time I checked, they're about $22. Walmart or Amazon. And then do your business. Tie knot the first one. Put the second. Close the second one up over the first one. Tie a knot in it. Take it out and dump it someplace. People do that when they go camping and such. Use wet wipes, wipies. You know, toilet paper. You can use wipies. Lots of those. And you take medication, have a supply of it. FEMA said you should have a week's worth of water and food, bottled water and food. You can get cases, 24 packs, half liters of bottled water, about $3.50 for a 24 pack right now. Gallons go for a little over $1, and you can refill them. You can refill the gallons. Oh, you can refill the bottles if you want the half liters, but you can refill the gallons. And have food that you don't have to refrigerate. Have a can opener, manual can opener, manual bottle opener. You know, you need to think about the kind of stuff. Well, you know, and that's the thing. You get to a situation where there's no garbage pickup, then you need to have a pit or someplace. You need to be able to dig a hole. You know, you need some something to kill the smell. Dig a hole, dump them in a hole. Make sure it's 100 yards away from wherever you're at. You know, to someplace to dump them. Bury them, or burn them. You know, burn stuff. Like the old outhouse situation. You know, they'll dig a privy. I don't know what else to tell you. You know, everybody. I will plan on being back tomorrow. Tomorrow's a work day. I don't have kids. I'll be back at 7 p.m. I support everybody who supports me. Yeah, compost. Except that's nasty because you're talking about human compost. Ugh. Yeah, it's good to have spare lumber, nails, and various things. Components. Everybody remember the Scout motto, be prepared. Life is good, but it is what it is. And everybody have a blessed day.